Hello everyone. We hope all of you are doing well. I'm Harita Rawal. I work at Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education, TIFR Mumbai. In this session, two of my colleagues have joined, Shantanu Datta and Charudatta Naware. Shantanu is a PhD student at University of Calgary, Canada, and Charu is a PhD student at Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education. Today we will be presenting the paper Drawing on Diagrams, Typicality of Geometric Shapes in Concept Image Elicitation for Secondary Students. Over to you, Shantanu.
Thank you, Harita. When we talk about mathematical concepts, in this case particularly about geometric concepts, we find that there exists a simple model for cognitive processes. This is put forth by Shlomo Weiner in his 1983 paper, in which he proposes the idea of concept images and concept definitions. Concept definition is a verbal definition that accurately explains the concept in a non-circular way, whereas concept images are mental pictures of a concept, that is the set of all pictures that has ever been associated with it. Concept images are manifested through external representation of mark making, sketches, and diagrams. For geometry, how a concept is acquired and formed is heavily dependent on the ability to visualize, deploy, and represent one's own perception of shape. One of the key findings in Weiner's paper is that even though the concept definition might be forgotten, one can handle a concept if only the concept images are available. And why is this important for mathematics education? It is because even if the verbal definitions were off, with social and mathematical experience, particular attributes get refined as concept images, which are deployed when it is required to invoke any concept. We are interested in what these concept images look like for secondary students and if there is any pattern in this categorization of typical concepts. Currently, we did not locate any study that looks into conceptual category representation of secondary students via concept images of geometric shapes. So the motivation, so when we talk about the motivation of the study, we say that the secondary geometric lessons require advanced spatial reasoning, visual analogies, and geometric meaning-making operations. Hence, the concept images of basic polygon hold epistemic value and play a crucial role in mathematization processes. Elicited concept images can give an indication of an reified understanding and visual typicality. It can give an indication of whether misconceptions or cases where textbook and instructional definitions fail to give rise to conceptually robust concept images. In this study, we are not focusing on a case where conceptual knowledge is to be utilized in the context of instruction-based or instruction-driven solving. Concept images, as we know, get shaped through non-mathematical social experience as well, which might not be followed up with a definite mathematical solving as experienced in within classroom scenarios. Hence, we look out for out of classroom scenario to identify the nature of visual typicality. Now I move over to Charu for the next part of the presentation.
Thanks, Shantanu. I will describe the process of data collection and analysis. So we conducted this study as a form of survey in an annual open science day in a premier science research institute located in Indian City. So in this event, mathematics education researchers group, our group, presented the students with hands-on activities involving the usage of tangrams and pentaminos and Soma cube and tower of Hanoi. So in the same event, as a separate task, we asked the student to respond to an optional questionnaire on polygon representation. So about 40 secondary school students responded, half of them from the 9th grade, that's 14 to 15 years of age, and half of them from 10th grade. The event was conducted in Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, a research institute based in Mumbai. And it's called Frontiers of Science, and it's an open house for secondary students and teachers. So we have added some pictures here to give you a brief idea about the event. Well, talk about the data collection. So we first inquired verbally about their student familiarity with the notions of geometric shapes and basic polygons. And we asked them to do a simple task. We asked them to draw as many different triangles, quadrilaterals, and pentagons that they can come up with. No supporting verbal descriptions or definitions. We didn't seek these. And the activity wasn't constrained with time or space. So they could have as much time as they wanted. And there was no limit of space or papers, how many triangles should they draw. To analyze the data, we took a qualitative approach to retrospectively analyze the representations and try to locate common patterns and themes and the possible explanations. What kind of polygons are drawn first? What kind are most frequent? Are students drawing the polygons by particular manipulations of a particular manipulation such as scaling and rotation on the polygons drawn earlier? In this way, we developed initial codes to get possible themes and possible explanations. And then we also validated this analysis by through a review of external colleagues who were not part of this study. I will hand over to Harita so she can talk about the results that we got.
Thank you, Charu. As you can see, students have on an average draw 8 triangles, 8 quadrilaters, and 4 pentagons. And that is nearly to the whole numbers. We also observe pattern with respect to their orientation of the shapes, conformity to regular shapes, or manipulation by scaling or rotation. Let's say the right angle triangles, upfront position, isosceles triangle in their bases, regular pentagons, and polygons with base parallel to horizontal edges of their paper. So these are the typicality of all the diagrams that we have analyzed. Even you can see out of those 355 triangle diagrams, only 3 responses did not have a standard equilateral, right angle triangle, or obtuse angle triangle upfront orientation among the first 4 triangles that they have drawn. 5.97% triangles drawn were not horizontal base equilateral, right angle, or obtuse angle triangles, or even in the rotation in the 19 degrees. Quadrilaters that drawn were 6 different responses from the standard responses that we got, that are square, rectangle, diamond shape, or kite shape. Secondly, the rotation and scaling that were adopted by students as a method to generate a different example of a polygon are also debatable that whether to constitute that example as a different geometric shape or not. A particularity of standard diagrams owes to a model nature, and rather than middle definition that Vasla has cited in his paper of 1985. Secondly, the rotation and scaling that were adopted as a method to generate different examples, it can also be debatable that whether to constitute those examples as a different geometric shapes or not. Even the typicality of rotations were either 90 degree or reflection of horizontal or vertical of the shapes. Thus, we when asked to students that kindly elicit different example, the visualization transformation techniques that were employed by students were prototypicality of concept image instead of generating various elicitation of definition itself. In Indian curriculum, congruence figures, polygons, construction of triangles and circles are covered in class 7, where quadrilateral construction are covered in class 9. And as Charu has mentioned, the student that we have interviewed has completed class 9 students. So the definition of polygons that were introduced are also for the lower grades and gathered responses that hold significance in instruction and point how invariant and inflexible concept images satisfy as a mental definitions. Further open-ended responses like this take the activity of education research beyond strict confines to probe notions which are prevalently social and mathematically generic. Thank you, everyone.